Alright, hello VOD. Hello Cyrus. Hello Slothy. Hello Hollow. Yes, we're starting off with a little bit of Night Call by Kavinsky, the classic. So, things have been going rather slow recently. We've got some white dwarf matter, just from running our Eye of Harmony passively. But today, we're going to be doing something a little different, and I am going to be setting up antimatter production. Thank you, buddy, for shaking my whole desk. And yeah, I'm probably going to need your help for this, all of y'all. But first thing we got to do is do some cleanup, because the SAS is supposed to go right here, or the SLAM. Let me pick up both of these controllers here. And possibly that'll trigger a quest, but it's unlikely. Let's see. How to generate power. Hello, Ruby. How's it going? Antimatter hatch. Yeah, I mean, we've got all this stuff. Yeah, there you go. And semi-stable antimatter cell. We got that too. Let's grab that. Oh, it was a checkbox task. That's my bad. Check that. And then Shielded Lagrangian Annihilation Matrix, which I should have. I am not reading all this because I did do some research. Basically, here's the SAS. There's a way that we can do this today with SFM, which is Steve's factory manager. Very interesting. Basically, we need to provide a whole lot of stuff. So the first thing we need to do is get a nice passive source of tachyon-rich fluid. We need molten eternity, spatially enlarged, Jesus Christ, spatially enlarged fluid. We need molten Shirobon, and we need depleted NAC fuel 6. So we've got a lot on our list. I am here. I went for my midday shift over at my night job. Well, I'm glad that you're here, Ruby. I hope that you're doing the best that you can. And here we are. So, let's do some cleanup here. We can get rid of some stuff. We don't need active transformers no more, because we're just going to go straight into an LSC with a wireless battery in it. My plan today is I'm going to set the multi-blocks up. I am going to try out the SAS and start building up some antimatter, because that's like slow. And then I am going to try to source all the materials we need, which is going to be the hardest part. We need, I think, 1,000 UMV superconductor base per second. So this shit. This looks like it's 1,000 per second with the stellar kata, but so we need at least 2 DTPFs operating constantly with all of this stuff constantly being drained, which is so scary to me. Hello, Agrarian Gold. I'm visiting from your VODs that you post on YouTube. I like having them play while I play some Nomi Factory. That's very kind. You know what, one of these days I will get back to Nomi Factory and just like speedrun it or something. But I'm glad that you're here, Agrarian. Thanks for popping in today. I always get surprised from the amount of people that watch the VODs. Me too, Hollow. Honestly, it's so unexpected to me. I'm glad that I did it, though. Alright, let's get some cable. And how are you doing today, Agrarian? How far is your Nomi Factory playthrough? Let's do that. Damn, I'm really feeling this song right now. This reminds me of one friend. Just ordered 15 convergence matrices. Hopefully I can sustain Catalyst Claw. Well, okay, if you have antimatter up, it's like it's a weird balance. So you need to have the catalyst and the energy to produce the stuff that you need to make the energy with. It's a really weird loop that feels very unbalanced, and I'm very scared of it, but we're going to try it out because it's a good alternative to making 100 Eye of Harmonies, I think, so. I'm like the start of IV and I just got Quantum Circuit Line, but I still need to do PBI. Dude, I wonder if Universal Tech works in Nomi Factory. Oh shit, Corp 5. What am I cooking? Corp 5? By myself, contact. Okay, so the LSC will go down here. Might as well... Hello, I can type. LAPOT. There we go. Shit. We just need a UHV cap for this. That should be no problem these days. Chuck this bad boy in. I think tier 9 is what we're after. Come on, backpack. Do I know how to do this? E, there we go. I didn't do the full math yet, but preliminary no, I don't want that. I love how it does that every time. Preliminary numbers for antimatter are very scary. So I think I only need a single UHV capacitor because upload speed is pretty much infinite. It is download speed that is the problem. So we're gonna just rock with that and that should be okay. Why does this look scarier than the other craft? What the heck? And then in order to get laser support, we do osmium glass. I've been doing a bunch of infra instead of trying to speed through tiers. I love interface P2P. Damn. Damn. An interface P2P Chad enjoyer. That's crazy. I didn't think I'd find one in my lifetime. I meant for convergence. Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, as long as you just get your kata multiplied out, right, it should be not a problem. Like, all you need to do is make the transcendent plasma mixer have like 100 parallels. Well, I mean, 100 is a little bit lowballing, but... Alright, maintenance hatch. That's not a maintenance hatch. Maintenance hatch. 1 million kata a second. Exactly. Like low key, that's just how the cookie crumbles. All right. So we want a semi-stable. No, we want a shielded Lagrangian Annihilation Matrix. And if that scares you as much as it scares me, then I guess we're on the same page here. And this requires 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 64 different lasers or something. That's crazy. And somehow we need to redirect them all to an LSC. Do people just do 2 Lapos with this? I'm trying to think, is there even space for enough lasers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, there's not. I think I would need to get 2 of these up and running in order to fully extract all the power out. Shit. At least 2. How is that gonna work? Maybe even 4. Jesus. Lapo in all 4 corners? Hello, Nova. How's it going? Yeah, I think we're legit gonna need a Lapo in all 4 corners. Let's, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, oh, no, not that one. 1, 2, 3. That should be pretty chill. Just like 50 of those. And then, yeah, I guess we'll just set it up big enough that, like tall enough that I don't need to worry about some height restrictions. And then, yeah, scaffold. How are you doing today, Nova? Let's try this height and see what that feels like. And there's no chance, yeah, we're like 1, 2, 3 blocks east would be nice. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. GT achievement, yep. Alright, that's one too many. Oh, look at this thing. I'm so scared of antimatter, I cannot lie to you guys, chat. Absolutely freaky stuff. I'm good, just getting my quantum armor upgraded. Are you getting the quantum, like the, you going for quantum boots, like, magic stuff? Okay, I need to redo these as well. I should probably do this first. What type of laser we got coming out of here? 65k might not cut it, chat. We got a couple of these. I can do that. 65k source target. How bad would it be? Oh, that's easy. I love interface P2P because I have 4 EV benders and wire mills, and that's all they all paralyze. That's the move. You could also wall share the inputs, but I feel like in Nomi Factory I never needed to do something like that. I was always like I always had one machine of each type, of each like circumstance, like clean room or whatever. All right, come on, where are my targets? I think I'll do that. That's always such a satisfying sound. Okay. Targets. So I figured out yesterday that the reason the Elden Ring stream was struggling is because my CPU was, or my GPU was overheating and throttling. So I figured out the problem. I rearranged all of my fans, and hopefully that actually helps it. I have zero clue whether that's actually gonna like do anything in the long term though, chat. So I'm sorry about yesterday as well. I feel kind of bad about that because I really wanted to have like a really long and good Elden Ring stream, but we had a good time. But it was a short time for sure. God, that sounds really loud. Plus I have 4 alloy blast smelters. Okay, I do remember the alloy blast smelter spam in that game. That was certainly a time. Okay, got that. Let's crank this out. I love this song so much. I listened to this song a couple hundred times one year. I think it was 320 times in a year. Definitely my favorite Kanye song, although he's gone a little bit off the rails recently. Damn. Rookie numbers? Okay, I don't want to hear no rookie numbers because I was in the top 0.01% of Radiohead fans. I was a real virgin, okay? I could have been a princess. Why is that so loud? That anyone else hearing how fucking loud the paint thing is? Hello, Annie. How's it going? You know what? That's absolutely correct, Ruby. I am still a princess. This is so true. Source. Where's my target at? Target. The volume on it just randomly peaks for no reason. It's what I do line mode. It's because it's trying to do like 100 sounds at once. And it's just really fucking up my vibe. Alright, laser target, 65 UHV. Okay, we're good, we're good. No explosions today, chat. No explosions. Got Wingstop but lost 2 CS games. Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. I want to fully complete Nomi Factory and then start GTNH and just play that for a while and see how far I get. That, like, low-key, word for word, band for band is exactly how I got roped into this. I just watched all the threefold videos and I was like, oh, you know, I'm having fun. And one of my friends, Leaf, was like, we should just do a GTNH playthrough just for funsies, you know? And little do you know, like low-key, I watched all of Threefold's videos for like a good, very long while. Like I think I watched the whole playthrough, and then only after that I was like, maybe I should play this myself. Give it a little whirl. Hello, Navigate. Have you played solo your whole run? No, so I started early. With my dear friend named Leaf, who's a big open computers nerd. He got 400 hours, I've got 1,500. So I've played from pretty much like ZPM to UMV by myself. But that's okay, because this is really chill once you get here. It's very slow and like calculated, I feel. All right, and that's 3 blocks. And thank you for the follow, Duini. I appreciate you. How are you doing today? Are you a GTNH player? Look at this thing. Oh. It's so big that I don't even hear the things that are being built. Also, why is the structure of building so slow? Nequadria frame box. That's just 1,000 of those. Are you chilling? Are you good, bro? I know you lost power for like a little bit. Yeah, you're chilling. Has Leaf ever come back recently to the world to see progress you've done? No, we haven't like talked as much recently. I did send him a picture of the God Forge and he was like, whoa. And doing good. I'm starting my Gregtech journey with a Nomi Factory playthrough, but looking into GTNH, it seems super interesting. So I actually wonder, that's 2 people so far that are like Nomi Factory to GTNHers. How did you guys find me? Was it my power gen video or something that turned you on, or like what's the... That's not what I meant, but you know what I meant. I feel like a bird. You know what I meant, chat. Don't misconstrue me. IV to LUV Infratrek beating my ass. True. And yes, Threefold was a wonderful, poor influence on making me start this, as well as Neurotic Goose. I watched all of his Garden of Grind videos. Okay, this is just taking way long. I'm wondering... Oh, okay, that's better. Got the right-click macro going. Let's see if that speeds anything up. Nomi to TJ? Not the TJ pipeline, bro. Alright, are we missing something? Still got Nequadria frame boxes. What else? Advanced filter casings is... That's probably it. Advanced filter... Nope. Am I crazy, chat, or is this building really fucking slowly? There's a PR to speed up building this multi because it's so slow. Well, I hope you're strapped in, chat, because this is some riveting fucking gameplay right here. But the first vid got recommended to me was the Universal Automation video. Yeah, that's been going off. You found me through the Man of Steel video. Wow. Eric's branching. Eric's a fucking hipster, bro. Honestly, I saw your thumbnail and it looked really cool, and I've been watching a lot of GTNH content because I'm too intimidated to actually play. The one thing I will say is it is quite the time commitment to play this game and like to progress in it, but it isn't intimidating in any way. Jesus Christ, why is this so slow? It isn't intimidating in any way. If you can take your time and really enjoy yourself, it's just a wonderful game. Okay, I kept watching VODs. Oh, well, that's lovely. I wish I could have started on one of the other Greg packs, but I decided GTH would be a good first expert pack. I think I made like 300 or 400 LCRs. That is a lot. Although I think we were, oh, there we go. It's done. We were trying to build Universal together, and then we just like started like figuring it out together, and that's how that happened. I remember way back when, like I think I asked you for help with the Ivy Lou setup, or like what direction I should go, and you showed me that Ivy Lou video. Okay, input hatch needs to go here. I don't know how to operate any of this, chat. This is gonna be so blind. I've like done so much research, but it's so complicated. Like look at the tooltip for this thing. I mean, this one's fine. Generates energy by reacting semi-stable antimatter with matter annihilation. No, annihilation uses an equal amount of antimatter and matter. Yes, consumes all input every processing cycle. Imbalance between antimatter and matter will waste energy. Any EUGs that fit in the laser hatches will be voided. And oh, we got a dink water. I got 9'd in the Discord GTNH trying to find different solutions to different circuit LCRs. See, this is what I mean. I'm like that was a really wimpy dink water, one sec. I'll like go into help channel and shamelessly plug myself for Universal. And then I get this wonderful community. Okay, so that's that. I'm gonna demo all of this, and then we're gonna redo this from the ground up because I don't like any of the automation I did for this, to be completely honest with you guys. So I'm just gonna turn this all into nothing. Something is happening in Shibuya. Set mode geometry, set all air. I don't want to get rid of the laser. That's a little too far. We'll do this in 2 chunks. What do you mean missing ME hatch? What? What? That's not right, chat. That's not, uh-oh. Something malicious is brewing. I do miss the better discount. I've never messed up in an LCR multi-block since. I'm not sure I remember. What? Dude, is this thing just lying to me? It's just lying to me. Is this chunk loaded? This has got to be chunk loaded. Okay, so it just did that for fun and giggles and just to curse me with a full inventory. So I hope that was fun to you guys. Make those Stargators seethe. Hello, Neodark. How's it going, my friend? But the Universal Support Camp is getting so many gators soon. Exactly, dude. We have spread Ivy Lou's good word. Like, so there are so many Stargators, like old Stargators, that are just like, Universal is dumb, just make more machines. And I'm like, that's just not helpful, chat. That's not helpful. And then they just keep saying it. There's some that I really respect, and then there's some that are just like why are you in help channel right now? Hello, Aditya. How's it going? Yes, of course. Hit me with the PSA, my friend. Reverse lobotomy. Reverse lobotomy indeed. Pretty good doing universal and matter manipulator stuff too. I can speak. I can speak. Help channel can be a little bit gross. I think I've found most of the really kind and cool people from help channel, and they're like in my Discord at this point, and I'm very happy with that. Kiwi is the one. There's a guy named Kiwi who I love, who's in the help channel, is always super helpful, always gives the best advice, and I don't see him in my Discord, but that's probably the only one I haven't like found. I did see that guy. I didn't want to say anything about it because, like, you know, get your bag. So I am not gonna endorse that position. I don't really have an opinion on what that guy should be doing. But that is a thing that may or may not be happening. So do with that what you will, chat. Are you on nightly? How stable is it? Nightly 912 is very stable as far as I'm aware, except for Beamline doesn't work, and every time, I can show you, every time you program something with Essentia, here, Icorium, or something like this, yeah. You get client crashed. So that's like kind of a problem, but it's not really huge. That's a thing that may or may not happen from time to time. Okay, let's get this SSAS going. Thank you, Agrarian Gold, for the follow. I appreciate you. I hope you're doing well today, and thanks for popping into my stream and just making my day a little more lovely. I appreciate you. All right, so I want to make this thing facing downward, like a little spider. I think that's the coolest way to do this. I kind of need to figure out how I'm gonna place this, though, is the real thing. Let's do something. Let's get some chunk outlines going, because that makes me happy. Won't you come and wash away the rain? Hello, Drifter. How's it going? Oh, fuck. You distracted me, Pookie. I actually did it to myself, but such a cool looking multi. With shaders, it's got some really funky animations that I'm not sure if I endorse, but that's a different thing. Without the shaders, it looks fantastic. How are you doing today, Drifter, by the way? Place it on top of the Lagrangian matrix? Nah. We've got a plan, chat. We've got a plan. So I need to find the center block of this chunk, which is not actually the center block, because we do threefold chunks. I think it's this block. Yeah, that's right. Let's get our corp 3. Yep, and then scaffold. Don't have beamline or iCore, so I'm safe. You know what? Fair enough. You're good. You're good then. All right, let's give this a look. A little look-see. That looks pretty cool. I think I'm gonna... Well, actually, I think I should move it one more chunk down, right? Okay, thank you, GT Achievements, for telling me that I have picked up the thing. Very cool. We're gonna use Matter Manipulator the way God intended. Thank you, Recursive Pineapple. And that should be chunk aligned, roughly. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then I'm gonna do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because that's the lucky number. I'll do that and that. And let's look at that. I want to rotate it one more time. How do I rotate this? Like that? No. Does it really just not want to be rotated? Hello, sir? There you go. That's what I like to see. Okay, I think I'm gonna set it down here. That is so fucking loud. We need an wait, there's antimatter output hatches? Oh no, there's just regular antimatter hatch. I think we're good. What? Is it mad at me still? Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the GTNH hatch thing and see if that solves it. I know it's gonna place some fuck-ass hatch somewhere. Another poor soul wants to try V2 before the guide. I wonder about that often. So there's a lot of like V2 universal stuff that's in the works right now, and we keep having to tell everyone like so many things like it only works on nightly, it's gonna fuck up sometimes because it's still in development and so much like stuff like that. So if you do want to try Universal 2.0, you need to be ready for a lot of frustration, okay? I'm gonna tell you that right up front because it's still in dev, there's still a lot of bugs, there's still a lot of configs, stuff like that. Hello, Voidbound. It's like I'm gonna turn down my music so I can lock in. And thank you, Greedy Gherkin, for the follow. That's a fire name. Okay, I can be trusted with multiple tabs of Chrome open. Okay. Come on and slam. All right, we're gonna try Carrick's antimatter script. I have pulled this up on the side. There's someone, we need to do SFM first, which I've never done. So let's see, where's SFM and computers? We need the inventory manager. Okay, we've got one of those. We've got some cables. I'm not reading all of that. Cool. And I think that's all we care about, maybe? I don't know. I don't know, chat. And let me check up with chat. I plan on making a dark room out of anti-blocks and putting a bunch of central monitors with memes in it. That's fire. Doing all right, playing GTNH again, but slowly this time. I'm a developer. My whole existence is frustration. I'm ready. The curse and blessing of being a YouTuber. At least you don't get questions like, how do I get a bee out of a hive in the GTNH Discord? I think people ping me a lot, and I think that means that they trust me, which is good. I think they should trust me, because I only want to ruin their life. So there's that. Let's get a quantum tank. Pop that bad boy like here. Yeah, okay. Interface, and then we'll get wireless going. And then this. All right, I do know how to do this part at the very least. So we're gonna get a fluid detector cover. I'm gonna explain to you guys what's going on in just a second. I do want to get this automation going first. Just a little bit of the automation going, and then I will explain myself and how this works and what exactly is going on. Because I think you guys are here for that. I know like a lot of this endgame tech can be very scary, and I am hoping that by explaining everything very like specifically and keeping you guys invested, it helps with like understanding the end game. I know it's hard to like empathize, I guess is the right word. Use machine processing state, export. Okay, I don't know exactly how quick we want to make this. I'm gonna make this 20 ticks, 1,000 liters per second. So basically, chat, this is the SLAM, the semi-stable, no, the SAS, the semi-stable annihilation, no, antimatter stabilization sequencer. There we go. And here is the fucking tooltip for this thing. It's bigger than the entire screen. And what it's telling us is that basically there are 16 antimatter hatches. You can see that there are 16 here. And they can only take semi-stable antimatter. And what happens is we supply it equally, all those 16 with antimatter, and every 1 second it will rebalance the antimatter that's in the hatches. And we need to rebalance it so that way all 16 hatches are equal. Otherwise, it will go like the amount of antimatter in the next rebalance will go negative. So we need to keep balancing the antimatter between these 16 hatches every second, and that will keep it growing. And while we're doing that, in order to make the antimatter production a little bit faster, we can supply it with tachyon-rich fluid, spatially enlarged fluid, molten Shirobon, and Naquata Mark 6. And I don't know exactly what these things are doing, but it's something. And then basically all of the excess antimatter that we create, I'm going to put into this quantum tank. And then when we go over a certain like threshold that I'm comfortable with, because it can go negative over like a couple of rebalances, and we're gonna have like a buffer that I'm super comfortable with. And then everything excess of that buffer, which we'll set here, I think we'll do like 3 million, is going to be sent into our ME system. So that was a very long and complicated explanation, I think, of what we're doing. And I'm going to try the SFM route, but we'll see what happens with this, chat. Wish me luck, basically. I have once actual... Wait. I stopped responding to DMs over a year ago, but there are like 30 plus that I've just seen. I prefer, if you want to contact me, chat, I often prefer like pinging me in servers or joining my server and asking me for help there. So if that's something you can do, please do that. I do not like DMs as much because I think it's more safe for everyone involved, I think, to not deal with the whole DM thing. All right, we need more of this cable. Sorry, that was a little bit of a yap fest, but okay, that's not what I want to do. Okay. Thank you, GT achievements, for again today causing me to be deaf. Okay, let's do that. That looks clean. So, I have little to no clue how to use SFM, but we're going to try this. I had to look up how to make bronze. Keep it growing, you say? Would it work with fluid PGP? It does. And Invisible has a guide on how to do it with the ME stuff, but it can break on restart, which is why I don't think I want to try that. I don't want to deal with all of that. Okay, so we need a trigger interval of 1 second. Gonna move this. Hello? Oh, this is the box. Okay. Trigger. Input. Do I know how to use this? Not at all. Let me go check this guide real quick. Everything's pointing in the right direction. Default trigger, you have to create a liquid input. Inputting antimatter from the hatches, you have to select every antimatter hatch in the liquid input command shown here. Okay, we can do that. We can do that. This is items. Is there a liquid? Oh, there we go. Can I delete this? Oh no, chat. How do we delete this? I'm so lost. Help. Drag it to the X on the left side. Okay, thank you. You're the best. I'm also gonna untrigger it real quick just so we can not mess everything up. Okay. Tanks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Select filter. Nope. Okay, I think that works. And then we set the target to everything but up, as far as I'm aware. That's what Mr. Carrick said. And now we need an output fluid. SMM feels really free if you don't need updates more than every second. Real. We are doing Scratch programming. That's essentially what this is. Okay, liquid output. I remember Scratch, bro. Okay, tanks. What do we select here? We select the output buffer tank. For that, you just create a liquid output, select the tank, and once again, the target selection is important, so enable all target sides as before. So this, target sides, activate. I'll just do all of them, I guess. Okay, so currently what this does is it takes the antimatter out from here, I think, every time it does a trigger and puts all of it within this tank. And then, does anyone know it scratches under the hood JavaScript? That's crazy. Isn't Java like really janky? I know people like Java, like I know Leaf likes Java, but I thought it was like the jankiest language ever. Like so many memory leaks. After that, you have to create a liquid input, taking antimatter from the tank back into the system. Okay. Liquid input. Yoink. Tanks, this bad boy. Target, activate all these, I guess. And then an output to all the tanks, run command once per target. And then we do 999 buckets. Yeah, and then we chain them. Okay. You can buffer as much antimatter as you want. I would recommend storing not enough to risk the tank getting empty. Okay. Are you programming? Is that what high-level GTNH is like? Yes, Pulley EC plays with the first-time chat. This is what this is like. Karax mentioned. Wait, what happened to Karax 82? It's really cool how it does everything within a tick. Yeah, that is like sick. The fact that it is so powerful, I feel like is a little OP, but I'm not gonna say anything about it. Apparently JavaScript has that name because Java was popular back then and they wanted to be associated with it. His PC went boom. He's been MIA for a while. Oh no. Well, I hope his PC comes back because it is very important to have all types of players playing GTNH, not just the speedrunners. No flack intended. Let's do all these. Target, activate all that. Looks like there's hatches on the arms of the multi. So the hatches on the arms are for supplying yourself with specific, I think it's just that arm. And then this is supposed to be energy. I don't know why we have the UHV ones. But these will supply the ball in the center with our catalysts. So our tachyon-rich fluid, our spatially enlarged fluid, our shear bond, and our depleted NAC fuel will go in there. And I think I can get rid of some of this stuff. Carex has the patience of a monk. He's certainly got a lot. He's certainly got a lot. So I have no clue how much energy I'm supposed to be like putting into this. I could try a UHV 65K laser. And here, fellas, is a steel cell holding antimatter. If it works, it works. So, okay, we need to divide 2360 equals 2360 divided by 16, 147.5. So we'll set the output to this whitelist target. There's something else we need to do here that I'm not. Tanks. Run command once per target. Okay, that's the one that I'm looking for. Liquids, semi-stable antimatter. And how do I set the exact amount? Specify amount. Yes, there we go. Okay. Please look at the consumption of this multi before turning it on. It eats an astronomical amount of power. So should I have all of the parts ready before I even turn this on? Is that what you're telling me, Hollow? Like I should have all of the UMV Supercon and all of that going? How does recharging equipment work with a GT wireless charge work? Do I need a wireless charger for each voltage? No. You just need the highest you can get, I think. Stargate means instant higher bonus pay. Right click the liquid. Yes, the right click did work. And hello, how's it going, Brianna? Okay, let's start getting everything together then. I'm sure that this uses some ridiculous amount of power for what I want to do with it. Let's get our tachyon-rich temporal fluid. Oh, Jesus. Do we need a DTPF for this? Should we be doing the QFT recipe here with the chronic? Oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck? How am I supposed to sustain all of this? Okay. Tachyon-rich fluid. Spatially enlarged fluid. Jesus Christ. Mine, for example, eats 672 trillion EU every second. Look at the Forge Hammer recipe. Yes. We will be doing the Forge Hammer recipe for sure. Molten Shirobon is kind of fucked. That's okay. That's okay. And depleted NAC 6 is another thing that we need to get online. Why the fuck is that a Forge recipe? You know what? Just we don't even question it anymore. Space-time, raw tesseract, quantum anomaly, you know, bish bash bosh, you know, that's just how it is at this level. I don't really, there's no rhyme or reason to it anymore. Every 672 equals 672 divided by 20. 33 trillion EU per tick? What the fuck? What the fuck? And hello, Polsey Plays. Thank you for the follow. I'm sorry if I'm not catching up with chat as much as I'd like to, but I promise that I appreciate you that you're here. And I'm trying to streamer brain juggle this very complicated thing right now. So I will be a little less attentive than I would like to be. But I promise you that I'm very happy that you're all here. And thank you for popping in today. Is that why the Forge Hammer has 2 slots? Yes. You need a Power laser hatch big enough to store the power it eats. I see. Okay. $69 trillion, dude. What the fuck? So what is that, like a UMV trillion? 600 trillion. $100 million, 100 billion. Jesus Christ, what do you... Whoa, what? Hollow? I'm scared. Take me home. Wait, I don't even see a UMV laser that's big enough for this. What do you mean? 262K UIV? 262... I guess that works. Oh, capacity. Oh, I see. I see what's going on here. Jesus, this is so cooked. This is so fucked. Like, getting this online is going to be such a nightmare. I am just like praying. Okay. Let's talk about this shielded Lagrangian annihilation matrix, shall we? So you need superconducting or UMV base supercon 1 point something something. Dude, I don't even know where to start right now. I think, do we need to start with like, we need to start by sourcing everything. So let's get production online for, let's like make a little list, shall we? So tachyon-rich temporal fluid, spatially enlarged fluid. Shirobon is a little fucked. NAC fuel 6, kind of doable. UMV supercon. This is so scary. Okay, let's tear down all this shit. Who can tell me the name of this artist? This artist is very near and dear to my heart. He's a little younger like me. Young Asian boy. Also important to notice, you can make SLAM output directly to the wireless net if you use UMV supercon. Wait, what do you mean? And enable wireless EU mode with a screwdriver. Oh. I'm not religious, but I'm praying for you. I will need it, so thank you. And thank you, Hollow, for all of your help. Hollow is always there for me, always one step ahead and helping me out with the shit that I am so confused with. So everybody go thank Hollow in chat. Hollow is the G, the best, the number one. I'm praying to invisible. Okay, the first thing we need to do is get some Forge Hammer spamming for these, oh my god, UXV. 10 seconds to make spatially enlarged fluid. Wait, I have a spreadsheet for this. So let's go for, we can find exactly how much we need and figure out how many machines we need for it. Antimatter spreadsheet. So we need 1789 magnetic and tachyon and enlarged per second. What's the end goal of what you're doing is, as that's what Pulsey Plays is asking. So the end goal of this is the SLAM will make so much energy, I won't even know what to do with it. And this thing, holy fuck, this thing is enough to power a Stargate creating base and then some. The SLAM can take as much as it needs. Each SAS can make about 650 quadrillion EU per tick by the time you reach Stargate. So there's one guy, the guy who made up the antimatter, or the SFM automation, he had 30 of these running, getting about, so I think it was like some hundreds of quadrillions of EU, or maybe 20 quadrillion EU. It's insane. So we're trying to produce power at an end game level, is the moral of the story. At this point, I have to ask why. because the Eye of Harmony takes so much energy, and I need to overclock it because it's going to take so long otherwise. All right, let's get working, chat. Let's pop in here, make our little grid. Why do you have so many? I have no clue. Yeah, I think that's a little overkill, but you know what? If it makes you happy, that's what makes you happy, right? I might even go that overkill because the SFM seems easy as hell to set up, and an endgame like that resource generation is probably stabilized at that point once you get enough energy to like milli rock some of that shit. No, no. How many EOHs do you plan to run? Probably like 3 with a bunch of astral arrays, which take a bunch of energy. So they're like perfect overclock additions that you can add to your EOH. So we don't need a lot of these like most other Stargate players would. Or like pre 2.7 Stargate players would. No. Not like this. No hatch. Why did it make that sound? Alright, obviously we go for the Void Metal Anvil, because we're fucking rich. Was your PDM just one layer of bedrock that you put a big corp platform on? That is exactly what we did. Let's pop some UMV wireless energy hatches into here, because I'm lazy. A little bit of maintenance hatch right here. Alright, we need, or actually let's put this up here. Raw tesseract, quantum anomaly, molten spacetime. It's actually not that bad, chat. We might be able to manage here. What is going on here? Antimatter multis look so cool. I can't wait till I get there. Solsa, you're close, my friend. You're almost there. Like a god forge away, pretty much. Does the anvil type matter? Yes, actually. So the forge hammer void metal anvil gives you more parallels, which I guess isn't really needed. uh, yeah, something like that. Like we don't really need parallels because we're not going to be producing enough energy for this, but why do you need a muffler hatch? Please tell me why you need a muffler hatch. I swear to God. All right, we're going to get our nightly 912 feature of the wireless hub going. This thing allows you to make multiple connections to multiple wireless thingamajigs, which is very nice. And I'm going to enable connect to any side, and we're going to stock what we need to stock. So there's that. Nope, wrong way. Space-time, we're good. Oh, 185 million. We're good. We're good. Quantum anomaly. Raw tesseract. Something is going to need to be level maintained down the line here. So I think what we should do is add this, instead of stocking it like this, I think we should add it as a pattern to these specific ones, and then use a maintainer. Instead of maintaining both raw tesseracts and quantum anomalies, we should just cut to the chase and maintain one of these two fluids. Or maybe even both. No, both is gross. Maybe it's not as bad to just passive quantums. I think I need a fucking whole nother set of DTPFs to like comfortably do this. This is so fucked. Are you connected? Are you good? Okay, something is awry. I mean, it should have a mainnet connection, right, chat? Why don't you see anything? Not enough fluid output space. Okay, well that's what I was after the whole time anyway, so why... ME output... Okay, 288 per second. So that means we need a little under 10 of these running at all times, fully stocked. I'm gonna set up PBI right now. Wish me luck. Oh Lord, good luck. I have never done. Well, actually, I did PBI in Nomi Factory, and I guess that's what you're talking about right now, right? So GT machines. Where is that thing? That's what it is. All right, we just need to copy the fuck out of this, I guess. Where did you come from? Edit stack reset. What's the lightning bolt in the FH? What do you mean, FH? All right, that's 6, so 12 should be more than enough. How is Nomi different than NH? So in NH, you have access to universal crafting, which means that you don't need to make passive setups for it. You can just pattern it and on-demand it. And I have a video on universal crafting. All right, this is very, very, very optimistic that I can keep these things running. But that's that. If that works, then it works. If it doesn't, we're boned anyway. Forge hammer, the lightning bolt. Oh, this is a new thing that allows you to control the maximum amount of parallels on machines. It's like an in-dev feature. I don't really know why I would ever need to use this, but it is a thing. More of Universal, is it not available in Nomi because of different A2 version? Yeah, pretty much. I don't think it's possible to send both fluids and items together, or like to send fluids as items, which is really needed for Universal because we package the entire recipe, including fluids, into a cell, and there's no like dual type cells as far as I'm aware. So we do something, we leverage something really janky about New Horizons and AE2 fluid crafting called fluid packets. And these things are little item forms of like a bunch of fluids. That's how they send the patterns, and then they get decoded on site. It's some jankiness, but it is a thing. Okay, we've crossed off those two. We do need Shirobon. And the amount we need is kind of egregious. We need 72 Shirobon per second, which means that we would need one. How much is this? 144 liters, 14 per second, and that's times like 6 probably. 424. Yeah, that's a little over that. We would need 6 DTPFs running Shirobon or one with convergence. To like keep up. That's not to mention the NAC fuel. Let's like start with the NAC fuel here. This is the scary part. We need to somehow trash a bunch of liquid NAC. How much is this? Mark 6, 147 Mark 6, or sorry, yeah, Mark 6 depleted fuel per second. Jesus Christ. 12 seconds, 1 liter. This is so scary, man. This is, let's start with the NAC 6, shall we? Okay, so we need a couple of things. We've got heavy redox, we've got hypogen, we've got chromatic glass. What is our recipe here? Mark 4. A little bit of that, and then we do Mark 5 with, ooh, transmetal. Ugh. No, not that one. And then Mark 6 with tritanium, celestial tungsten, and raw stellar. Ooh, I kind of want to use the raw stellar plasma. I know this is a mistake, though. I would use less Shirobon. Celestial tungsten dust. This is so... oh. Don't use stellar plasma recipe? Okay, alright. Hollow is bringing me back to Earth. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to devote each one of these 3 to a different recipe. These 2 will be the original, the OG recipe. This one up here is going to be the NAC 4 or 5 recipe with the Infinity Dust, Awakened Draconium, and Mark 4 fuel with heavy redox. And then up here we're going to do Mark 5 fuel Shirobon, Astral Titanium Dust, and Tritanium Dust we actually have. So a little bit of stuff we need to set up. The first thing I think is heavy and light Naquata fuel, which I wanted to restart my setup for this anyway because it was kind of fucked. We need raw something. Naquata solution, I think, is what we're looking for to make Naquata gas, light Naquata fuel, and heavy, which is a DT recipe. I don't want to do a mega DT, but I might have to. Let's do all of the... I'm going to repurpose this because we're going to QFT our way out of this. What is the tier 3 quantum force transformer? And do we have them? I can't remember if the shielding cores or the manipulators are what I need. Okay, we seem to have enough. Just barely. Okay, let's tear all this shit down. You don't need to make convergence. I think a DTPF at 4K UIV makes like 120 per second. That might be enough. That's a lot of energy, but I guess we're in that age now. It's so weird, like Pavloving myself into thinking that we can use that much energy, though. It always feels like a waste at first, and then you just realize that you just need to overclock it and deal with it. GTNH is the only experience I have with Gregtech at all. That's crazy. I don't think I could do that myself, but it's a scary mod sometimes. Just sometimes. If you take it slow, it's all manageable, but sometimes it's like... it's a lot. Like right now. I am legit terrified of this. But we will conquer and persevere, chat. Alright, the centerpiece of this will be the quantum force transformer, which will go up here. That works. We don't have the right manipulators. Let me... Oh, shit. Modern is very clean. I don't like modern. I don't like modern. Oh shit. I prefer Nomi CEU to modern, I think. You need to make Mega DT and Vac Freezer multis more interesting. They are. They're going to be. There's an update for that right now going on. They're re-tiering it to ZPM and giving it some love. Oh shit. There's no way to set this exactly how I want it, I don't think. Maybe I can do manipulator 3, shielding 1. Copy channels to hologram projector. That worked, maybe. Oh, and it didn't GT no hatch. Oh, fuck me. What are we missing on this? Do we have force field glass? That's what it is. Luckily, that's just a craft away. I can catch up with chat while this is happening. I started a server with friends who had experience with it, so it was tough starting out, but manageable. Yeah, it's hard to get that learning curve, I feel like. If you're with people who know what they're doing in GTNH, the learning curve is really, really steep. What rank is your Terra Shatterer? S tier, of course. Double S. I'm not going to be caught lacking, bro. Like, you can't catch me lacking on Botania. That's like my favorite mod right there. That's fucked up. I can't believe you would even suggest such a thing. That is going to be 2.8, I want to say. Botania moment, exactly. Okay, this is our tier 3 quantum force transformer that has an incomplete structure. Very cool. Let's empty out these cells. Oh shit, where the fuck am I? Okay. How'd you get those crazy enchantments? Where am I? I'm in the fucking back rooms. I did a little bit of blood magic fuckery, basically. There's a way to overchant things in this game. There's a couple of ways. The Botania Mana Enchanter can do it, and the Blood Magic Enchantress's Ritual can do it. What is in here? Don't know if I recommend either, though. It was funny while it lasted, but it's not super helpful for like a normal run, I feel like. Quicklime Dust. Okay, that's going in Orprock. Why do we have 40 million Quadria Dust chats? What the fuck? Okay, well, this is going somewhere. I probably need that to be in my network. Sulfur Dust, Orprock. Radioactive Sludge Dust. You're going to Orprock. Okay, you do that. Just gonna dump you into Orprock. You go there too. Sipping the quadri. Hello, Finger Dash. Cheers. I do have... So overchanted looting only goes up to 4, which is not like super overchanted. You can do that very regularly. I have heard of Neurotic Goose. I love his playthrough. I think I am going to do a Garden of Grind next, is my next idea, which is possibly one of my brightest ideas. So after I get Gate, I'm just going to go straight in for more torture, I think. I'll be working on more guides in between. I don't think I'll start immediately, but we will be doing Garden of Grind sooner or later. Okay, we want the Advanced Naquata Catalyst, and let's make more of this. 64. Yeah, fuck it. That looks fine. Yeah, we're good. It occurs to me that all of my Naquadria is not in my... It's not in my network. Shit. It's, okay, wait. Something is awry. Something is up. GOG is cool, but the making the worst part of the game exponentially worse doesn't sound like my vibe. Yeah, the Tangam part of GOG is... So Neurotic Goose is about to hit one of the hardest and most obnoxious parts of Garden of Grind, and I don't envy him. It's Tangam. Alright, we need to cancel this. What's going on here? Molten Enriched. The Quadria Sulfate. What's poppin'? Molten Aquata. That should have gone through. What's wrong with you? So this should be at 550. It's at 550. Oh shit. I know exactly what's going on. Yep, there we go. 63 million liters of molten aquata is just sitting here in a hatch. So that's my bad. Whoops. I will solve this in 1 second. Let me get my bearings. Let's just... Turns out I tore up way too much more than I needed to, but that's okay. MEP2P. In GOG, your only way is meteors that are insanely expensive with terrible yields. Yeah, that's the Tangam meteor right there. Wireless hub connector. This will be ME neutron accelerators. Make sure all of this is claimed. Okay. Pop that in, and I think we're good. Set mode, geometry, set all corp. Perfect. Oh. I was thinking of doing my own run now that I have a feel for how the game works, but I really don't feel like doing early game again. Early game is kind of the worst. I cannot lie to you. I do not enjoy early game to a high degree, is what I'll say. There's very little that is redeeming about early game, in my opinion. I really love the rest of the game because it's very chill and like, I don't know, I just feel like it's very laid back once you have Emmy online, and it's more about like allocating resources efficiently. which I enjoy, but the early game just feels like so scrappy at all times. What do you consider early game? That's another good question. So a lot of Stargaters will tell you early game is everything up to like IV, LUV. I think that's probably what I would consider it as well. As soon as you get ME system online, you're in like mid game ish. Is probably like a fair and appropriate way to judge that. All right, we need catalyst, bulk catalyst housing. Why are you incomplete? What is wrong with you? Oh, you need energy. How much energy do we want to give this? Source, target. Early game has its charm. Uh, 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 All right, let's put our Nequadria back on the subnet, or back on the main net at least. Is this cell workbench? No sticky card, no nothing. Just raw, unfiltered vibes. Okay. I'm glad I checked. Fortune might make it more bearable. Tartarite, I never found a problem with Tartarite, but I'm sure that's a problem in GOG, right? I don't know if there's like a Tartarite meteor. Feels totally different from 2.6. Okay, well, I guess that's not really gonna help me in a Garden of Grind run, so thanks for trying anyway. There is the main issue is proto-halconite steel. That makes sense. Hafnia, zirconium, inert aquata. I'm gonna skip the song because it's a little bit loud. I think I might start up a GTNH run tomorrow. Well, if you'd like to, I feel like you should join our Discord, show off what you got, ask questions. Yes, I do self-host. It is just on my PC. It's a local host server. I think it's the way to go. Okay, what am I doing? QFT, Nequadria, inert Nequadria dust. There should be something here that has inert Nequadria dust. I guess I was just freeballing it straight into my ME system, which is cool. Good job, 9. Not chunk loading makes the game unbearable. Yep. I've seen the discourse on not having chunk loading in by default. It's just an interesting little conundrum there. Okay, so we get inert Nequadria dust, which we will sticky. Do we have singularities? Okay, I think we should graduate, chat. I think we're old enough. Not that I'll ever get a singularity worth of inert Nequadria dust, but you know what? Here's to hoping. What else do we get? Barium and indium. And black body Nequadria thingamajig. I don't know why I'm putting the void cell on this, chat. I could not tell you. Okay, from here, we probably just want to automatically... We could stock this with americium plasma. We could level maintain, which is gross. But we need to somehow turn this into dust. So I think we need to have like a fluid solidifier going to blocks and then macerating it to dust. Because we need to turn this dust into Naquata emulsion. I lost all of my sulfuric acid to indium. Oh no. I think it was in the last cell you looked at. Wait, let me check. There was inert Naquata dust, which is a little bit different. You still crafting? No. Okay. So we want to stock Naquadria oxide, magnesium, as well as, oh, we need a constant supply of phosphoric somehow. Keep running out of that. We also need our laser power to get over here, so... UHP 65k. How much are we giving to each of these? Jeez. Oh. That's fine. That's doable. Okay, please work with me. Set mode cables. Pop this out here. Is the Void card new? It's a nightly 912 feature. That's another reason that I updated to nightly 912 that I'm very happy that I did. Okay, UHV, we're going to give this 4096 because we don't really need to go that hard. Been procrastinating learning Universal V2. I hear you. It is it's probably for the best though. All right, I need to put on some music that gets me going. I think I'm depressing myself here. A little bit of Cowboy Bebop never hurt nobody. I should rewatch this soon. Bros cooked. My voice is a little bit out right now because I did have community choir today. We're singing Missa Solemnis. Oh my god, that's so loud. Which is like an hour and a half of straight up fucking Beethoven, and he cooks the entire time. It's a very hard piece to sing. Okay, that's on. Something's not right. What's going on here, chat? Shouldn't this be connected? Am I crazy? Maybe the laser mirror is like fucking going wild. Alright, let's try replacing the laser mirrors. That might be it. I probably wouldn't bother yet, at least for major systems. I think my biggest struggle would be staying organized. In GTNH? Yes. Yeah, nightly... Yeah, don't mess with this yet. It's hard to help people debug when there's so many things up in the air. Huh. I'm kind of weirded out by this chat. I feel like we've done all the right things. I guess we should just cause an explosion. Target. Oh shit, is that a target hatch? I'm so cooked, chat. Okay, okay, everything is okay. I know what I'm doing. Everything is okay. I suck at harmonizing. It's insane. Well, okay, it takes time. It takes time. Let's give this a try. That's going. That looks good to me. Let's see if we can get our catalyst going. There we go. This may or may not boost the outputs by a little bit. What it does is the catalysts allow you to have more parallels per machine. So the quantum force transformer is like the end game chem line. It was the solution to like LCRs and like spamming chem lines being like a little bit performant or having a lack of performance in endgame. So you have this all-in-one machine that takes basically the inputs of the entire chem line and uses a bunch of energy and then outputs like a refined product at a very fast rate. That's what the QFD does. If you add more catalysts, it gives you more parallels, which is like a perfect overclock pseudo. So we need more energy before this amount of catalyst is actually helpful, it seems like. But that should help quite a little bit. I don't want... Actually, you know what? Maybe I can passively do this. Americium plasma, what are you? Plutonium and hydrogen? Do we have molten plutonium on demand? I don't want to do that. Every time I did core during high school, I got massive migraines. I could not imagine a 90-minute song. We're doing it 3 days in a row, too, so a little fucked. Little macerator, a little of this. Fluid solidifier. All right, what is the smallest fluid solidifier that I can do? Is it even worth it making a dedicated one for this? Probably. Probably. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yoink that. Tier 1. We need some better glass because we're rich. Back to PBI, resolved to sulfuric acid. Nice. What's the deal with wireless power? After a certain tier, you end up getting so much energy that the only way to transport it is through wireless. So LSCs have a wireless mode that basically uploads all of their power every 5 minutes to a grid and then tries to pull a specific amount of power back in based on the tier of your capacitor. So I have a UIV capacitor that pulls, I think, like 100 trillion EU per tick worth of energy every 5 minutes. And we have 1.20 E19 energy in our wireless network, but only 6 E17 in our main capacitor. Wireless is just, you kind of need it at the end game. The amount of energy that is being pulled into stuff like Godforge and Eye of Harmony is more than a laser can typically like handle at the tier that you need it. This thing takes like 50 trillion EU per tick or something like that. How come you still use lasers? There are some machines that don't take wireless power that need a huge amount of power. So for example, the SAS cannot, I don't think the SAS can pull wireless power. So we still need to laser it to get the ridiculous amount of energy in. And then where do you get your energy from? Oh my gosh, so many questions, so many good questions too. I can show you I do know I don't want to get too distracted, but I guess that's the fun of playing, right? With all of you guys. I have on a planet called Horus, a very, very sunny planet, 8 Dyson spheres. Basically, they're glorified solar panels. This is in my power generation video if you want to watch that. But basically, you provide it with some Dyson swarm modules and cryothium and some quantum computation out from a computer. And they produce 337 billion EU per tick each. Why is my average EU per tick in 0? What the fuck is going on, chat? Something malicious is brewing. What? I am so confused. So, thank you for making me check that. It has the modules. It's currently outputting energy. It's got computation. What the fuck is going on? Uh-oh. I don't know what to do here. Efficiency 0%. It's like not operating, it seems like, and I don't know why. Normally there's like a 3,600, like a 1 hour timer on it. What could be going wrong? I'm so scared, chat room. That seems to have energy again. Why does it say average EU in 0? Laser source, laser target, nothing's changed. I don't know what's wrong with these, chat. I'm gonna need some professional help to figure this out. It's got computation, it's got cryothium, and it's got drones. It says it's working perfectly, but it's got 0 energy in it. Normally it should have some, and it should be running a 3,600 second cycle. Multi-block has completed. I wonder if I broke something somehow. I can't imagine what. Somehow we're not generating any power though, and that's kind of scary. We've got enough buffer, but that's probably why my Eye of Harmony has been eating more power than I can think about. Huh. Alright, chat. Well, I'm gonna need to figure this out on either my own or something. I don't really know what I could do to troubleshoot this because I've got no clue why they're just off. Should be chunk loaded entirely. Well, I'm gonna finish up what I was doing. We're gonna get our Nequadria online, and I did just turn them on and off again a couple of different times, and nothing is happening, so... Uh-oh. Maybe there's an endgame player who's had a similar occurrence that could tell me what's going on, but if not, we're just gonna do this. I'll ask around and chat for some help, and that'll be my night, I suppose. I do gotta get this Assassin Slam up. That is so true. It's gonna be a multi-stream thing to get this thing running, though, I think. All right, do that. Upgrade the max stack. Pop that bad boy in. So here's my question. Should I do some like smart ME patterning? Probably, right? Because I can guarantee that however much molten quadria that goes in to the solidifier turns into blocks. Come on, work with me here. So we'll do 4096 blocks at a time, which is 9 times 4096 inert or nequadria dust. Times 9. Get the block mold going, pop that in here. We'll do the ME output bus directly into the max stack. Or I guess ME output hatch? No, yeah, bus. I'm gonna go to bed. Good luck with the Dysons. Thank you for that. I think I'm gonna need it. I'm so scared about why this is not working. But I guess we'll figure it out. And thank you for popping by today, Pulsey Plays. I appreciate your company, and I hope to see you again sometime soon. Please feel free to pop. Please feel free to pop into my Discord. Too many things going on in my head right now. And yeah, and show off your GTNH progress. Pop this in here. What were you looking for exactly? ME drive. And my typing and speaking at the same time was not working. All right, neutronium cell goes here. Let's get rid of nequadria dust and blocks probably. I don't even know if I have that though. Quadria dust is gone. Do we have nequadria block? Yes, we do. And I can get rid of that too. Although, this is kind of a composite thing. I guess we'll repattern it if we ever need it. Hello, Sharky. How's it going? We're working on antimatter power production today, my friend. We've got this wonderful SLAM, the Shielded Lagrangian Annihilation Matrix, and the SSAS, the Semi-Stable Antimatter Stabilization Sequencer, which we're working on. These both require a bunch of resources and energy to run. So, as good as one can be during exams week, well, it's almost done. The pain and suffering is almost over, my friend. I hope that brings you some type of solace. I guess we can just get rid of that, because that's not really needed. We could do a little bit of subnetting, which is probably the play here. So maybe I do this. Pop this in here. We're going to get two cells, which we're going to partition exactly how we want them. Where's my workbench? So this is going to be blocks of Nequadria right here, and then this is going to be Nequadria dust, which we actually should take from here probably. I'll do that in a second. And then this is going to be a subnet, so we'll do interface. I guess we'll move this over one. Storage bus. Oh shit, it needs to be stored on domain net. So many variables. How do I want to do this, chat? I'm like totally fumbling this. I guess I could just sticky card these, and that's not really a problem, right? There should be now a pattern for this. I mean, there should have been, actually. Nequadria dust. How are we doing on that? Why is this pattern not working? Hello, Danny. How's it going? Sorry, I'm so distracted right now. I think my brain is like officially too taxed today between Misa Solemnis and starting Antimatter. I think we might need to give this one a part two. I'm pretty happy with what we've done. I'm so sorry, Danny. I'm popping off as soon as you hop on, but I am genuinely confused. Well, not confused. I'm genuinely a little bit we're gonna need to be a little bit neck deep in all of this stuff. It's going to be quite the process. I think the last thing I can do is maybe subnet this to make it a single crafting task to get both of the outputs, and then gotta go to school now anyway. Well, thank you for popping in. I'm so sorry to just like pop out like that. We'll be here for just a second. ME controller. I'm gonna do a little bit of optimization here. So maybe we can do controller here. A little bit of cable going on here. (311) EOH up. I've had my 311 running for a little bit, Hollow. I'm just saying. But you're gonna beat me because your antimatter is up, so you have like much more overclocking. All right, let's get a dual interface right here. We'll get our interface to send the pattern here. We need to output our different liquid matters. So maybe let's do this here instead. So this will be the recipe. This will be the output to mainnet. And that is a lot more channel efficient than what I had before. Plus, we're going to level maintain it anyway because that's where we're at this point. And what is our recipe? We're making tachyon-rich something, spatially enlarged. Yeah. Let's multiply this so we have some parallels. I think we want at least 12. Or maybe we can just multiply this exactly. Times 3. Some of my infra is kind of sad right now. Like the mixers and engravers are killing me. I hear you. Oh, there's no storage on this net. That's embarrassing. Let's get a multi-cell and multi-fluid cell, and that should be enough for this. And these guys should pop online. Maybe. We got the tesseracts. Where are quantum anomalies, chat? Okay, we want to make sure to output the fluids the correct direction. Space-time did not make it in. Is my pattern wrong? No, it should be correct. Where'd my items go, chat? Oh shit, this is a block container cell. You do it to yourself, chat, sometimes. Where's the space-time? Hmm. Ugh. Go back to consciousness. Oh my god. That is a sound. Okay, we got that going. Jesus Christ. I've been scratching my brain why LCR wasn't running, only to realize 5 minutes later that the output hatch wasn't big enough. I feel that on a spiritual level. I feel that. Oh, man. So much stuff to handle today. So thank you for joining me. I think I'm going to call stream there because my brain is like shorting out at this point. But I thank you for joining me. It's been a wonderful stream. I hope to see you soon. I'm working on that advanced A2 video, and that'll come out sooner or later. Join my Discord, hang out, and let's go give somebody a raid just to spread the love, and that's pretty much it. Do stocking buses just handle parallels automatically? Yeah, I mean, parallels are handled per machine, I guess. Lovely first stream. Glad that I have made it. I'm glad that you made it too, my friend Agrarian Gold. Let's go find somebody to raid. Okay, Sildor is playing. Just a Gay Flower is playing. All right, let's give Just a Gay Flower some love here. So treat them well. Give them as much love as we can. Have a good night. I'm going to eat some lunch now. Peace, Ruby. And peace, Annie. And to Low, the first time I catch a stream, I'm so sorry. We're just popping off. And thank you for joining us, though. But let's go give this raid. And before we do, it's important to know that I want you to be kind to yourself and kind to others. And I want you to do the best that you can. And it will be enough, for me at least. And that's all that matters, really, right? I'm the only one that matters. My judgment, right? So yeah, that's it. And let's go give this raid, and peace, my friends. We're raiding.